disrespectful to the country, this country,
I'm
that's
with all
backed
respect to
you
your
far
country.
more than a lot of people said
wearing
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
This is my message to the media. First of all, what you need to know is that I'm a nobody. Unfortunately for you, there are tens of millions of nobodies. If you will not report on these protests, we will bring it to your fucking door. And we will do it every day until you cover the truth of what is happening in this country.
Call for Ukraine. Call for Ukraine.
Let the melody into your brain.
Call for Ukraine. Let the melody into your brain. Call for Ukraine. Evil fellas gonna drive you insane.
We're making moves while you're slower than molasses. We're riding deep, chasing donkeys off their asses. We all bosses, stomping schmucks like they're fastest. It's no wonder why the Peters wanna blast us. Can't surpass us, our razors hit the top. Stacking money like a crooked ass cop. Buying rides like a used Dodge Durango. Our whips hit you like that dude named Django. Now let's tango, this new beat is humongous. Burning on your toes like an itchy case of fungus. It's Easter time and the bunnies in among us. Brought to you by our renegade Chungus, and we saying
Call for Ukraine. Call for Ukraine. Let the melody into your brain.
We are pilots of the Seraphims UAV strike company. We hunt everyday Russian invaders. Our FPV drones demolish occupants day and night. We scorch enemy's tanks and APCs. And we are there where we are most needed. And for all this, we desperately need your help and support. To purchase 10 pickups and 2 minivans.
Я старший лейтенант Сергій Костинський, командир ударної роти Серафими. І я звертаюся до команди Car for Ukraine, Бандеромобіль, а також до партнерів їх ком'юніті на YouTube, в мережі X, в Інстаграмі, включаючи ATP Geopolitics, Eric Sikamimus, Word Translated, Pistol One, Andrew Mercado, Таня Іона, Rick the Ukrainian та інших міжнародних бійців на інформаційному полі з проханням долучитися та посприяти в зборі на автомобілі для нашої ударної роти.
Our lives and lives of Ukrainian civilians are highly dependent from your support.
Ми, підрозділ Хімера БПЛА, звертаємося до команди Car for Ukraine та Бандеромобіль, а також до партнерів Laserpeak, ATP Geopolitics, ERIX, Suchomimus та інших міжнародних бійців на інформаційному полі з проханням долучитись та посприяти нам у зборі на автомобілі. А саме 3 повнопривідні пікапи та 2 буси для пошуку позицій та заїзду і виїзду з них, які знаходяться у важкопроїзних місцях. Дякуємо за допомогу. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Greetings from the Chimera UA. We would like to thank Andrew Mercado, Mercado Media Community, and William from Alberta for your massive help with fundraiser, as well as Car for Ukraine and Banderomobil for getting the track ready and delivered it here. Glory to Ukraine!
Дякуємо Car for Ukraine та Бандеромобіль за організацію збору та підготовку авто. Дякую спільнотам The Shields, а також ATP Geopolitics за підтримку у зборах і самому Діку та Джонатану за активну підтримку. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
За рідну неньку! Постріл! Постріл! Постріл!
What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing today? Welcome once again to the channel. Thank you very much for being here. We got some stuff to cover. Oh my God. What is going on, folks? What is going on? Holy cow. We got a new Pope. Pope Trump. Before we get into Pope Trump, let's take a peek at the Easter Pasonki fundraiser that is still ongoing, even though I have shifted gears to help my buddy Dodger on the front line. We're going to take a peek at what is going on. Looks like they are completely at 173,000 euros. With a little change. Looks like they're doing good. 1,760 euros. Going to wrap this up soon. It seems like we're getting there quick. Got a little bit to go. A couple final pushes there. Suchomimus at 24,944 euros. Ukraine Matters at 19,372 euros. Laserpig lasering in at 19,275 euros. ATP Geopolitics 15,561 with Rick the Ukrainian at 13,439. Shout out to Rick the Ukrainian. I will be guest starring on Rick the Ukrainian this Wednesday along with Canty. I believe. I haven't talked to Canty about it yet. I keep saying that. The Shills at 11,544. Silicon Current 11,238. Renegade Chungus and Kenty Ludin at 11,150. Mercado Media hanging strong, $11,071 or euros. War Translated at 63.45. Tiny Fiona 30.87. Soy Pill in the house 22.95. Baba Yaga 21.30. PSO1 Rudy Acosta on the edge at a G, and Rich from California. Good old Rich, 560. And then Eric, I don't think Eric started yet. Time to pick it up, Eric. How's everybody doing, guys? How you guys doing? Have you seen the news? Oh my God, what is going on? Has he lost his freaking mind? Has he lost his more than he has already. Has he lost his freaking mind? Bless me, guys, for I have sinned. Douse me with thy holy water, and help me enter the realm of the social media reports. And together we shall journey into the ventures and the depths of the darkness to retrieve thy fallen brethren. Hi, Spider Fate. How you doing? Keith Kane, Weedy, what's up? President Reagan in the house. Who else we got here? I know we got more lurking. If you're lurking, please hit the like, subscribe, more to come in the future. I did an impromptu today. This is kind of impromptu. I just couldn't hold it back anymore. Couldn't hold it back anymore, guys. There is too much shit going on in the world for me to sit back and be silent for now. For now. So, before we even get into that, guys, I have wonderful news. Let me pull this over here so I don't do anything stupid. Pull this over here. I'm going to bust out some things, all right? We're going to bust them out. We're bussing. Bussin'. And where are you? Angie. Oh, Angie. There we are. Guys, our friend to the channel and personal friend of mine, Angie Pod, has made her own YouTube channel. Oh, look at Mufasa. Look at Mufasa. Look at Mufasa. So Mufasa has been in the cutest pet competitions and has came in extremely high. Extremely high. Mufasa is the cutest Ukrainian cat in the world. The cutest. Let me put her brand new channel in the description. Right here. That's our friend. Guys, go throw her some subs. Tell her Renegade Chungus sent you. There she is. Let's take a peek at Mufasa, the sexiest cat in the world. Look at this. Look at, oh my God. Oh my God.
To calm my humans when they're stressed, and to stress them out when they're calm. I have two jobs. To calm my humans when they're stressed, and to stress them out when they're calm.
Yep. I'm exploiting Mufasa all day.
Oh, I this one. That one. Good job.
What?
Pa?
Cat training? How do we do this?
This one. That one. Good job.
Angie, can you teach me how to get my cat not to poop on my back while I'm asleep? That would be great. Thank you.
I'm gonna love you until you hate me.
Mine would just eat me. Mine would eat me, guys. Angie Pod. Angie Pod's got her own YouTube channel. I am boosting this channel. Please go over, throw some subs her way. What do we got? We got more Mufasa. Bro, that should be me, like, all the time. I feel like as the king of my jungle, I should be able to sleep like 19 hours a day. Get up, make some food, maybe pee, check a little social media, and go back to bed. That should be me. I should be able to do that in my mind. Reality is, no, that's not how that happens. However, there it is. There's the boost. Let's get into some news. Let's get into it. Let's get into the thicket of it. Let's get into the headlines of it. Oh my God. What is he thinking? Could he piss off any more people is what I'm wondering. Oh yeah. Threw a little booster out there. Yeah? Little fucking tribute to Laser Pig there with the eyes, yeah? Yeah? Pretty good? You guys don't always see all my background. I got a lot going on back here. Glowing eyes. That's inside of me. Alright, let's get into it. Let's get into the noise, guys. The noise. Where is the noise? I could probably just bring up a headline on this. Like, I feel like... Yeah, let's just bring up a headline, guys. You gotta... This is... Oh, wait. First of all, Bert Nerdy got canceled. Bert Nerdy's canceled, guys. Bye-bye, Bert Nerdy. President Trump got rid of your asses. No more. Go the fuck away. Let's go. Woo! Say goodnight to the Bert and Ernie. Huh? Gone. Breaking last night, President Trump signed an executive order instructing the Corporation of Public Broadcasting to terminate funding for NPR and PBS, falsely alleging bias. Who knew? It must have been Big Bird. I think Big Bird might have been biased in the whole get-go, guys. I think it's Big Bird's fault. Big Bird ruined it for everybody. Fucking asshole. God damn it. Big Bird, how dare you? We're going to get into the headline. Let me just bring up the headline. God, I could bring it up anywhere. Trump tweets out Pope. There you go. Here, let's find... Yeah, let's go to... No. We'll go somewhere else. Who do we want to do? Yeah, let's go here. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? It's my channel. I can do whatever I want. We're going to read this, guys. This is fucking wild. Wild. What are we looking at, right? What? What am I looking at right now, guys? What am I looking at right now? Totally not a cult, though, right? Not a cult. This is tweeted out. This is truthed out on Trump's Truth Social platform, I believe. Yep. U.S. President Donald Trump's truth post in papal attire. Oh my God. Oh my God. Trump posts AI-generated photo of himself dressed up as the Pope after he chewed bubblegum like a camel, broke dress code, and took a nap at his funeral. The White House posted AI-generated photo of President Donald Trump depicted as the Roman Catholic Pope late Friday night, days after he joked that he'd like to be the Pope. Fuck. Okay. The image, which appeared on Trump's Truth Social account, was posted days before Catholic cardinals are set to begin a conclave to elect the next Pope. I'm sure they took well to this all. Trump attended Pope Francis' funeral in Rome last weekend, during which he also met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. On Tuesday, days after returning from Francis' funeral, Trump joked to reporters outside the White House that he'd like to be Pope, adding that would be my number one choice. So how are you going to joke about the Pope dying right after he died? How fucking cold and callous and empty. Look, I'm not Catholic. I don't believe with a lot of the Catholicism aspects. I don't believe in organized religion. I think it steals away a relationship with the Creator. But I would never do this shit. All right, if you guys know any Catholics get pissed off real easy at shit like this, right? I knew a guy that walked into a Catholic church and knocked over all the statues and said they were idol worshiping, like 100-year-old statues. And the priest even punched him. Everybody jumped his ass. You can't make this shit up, man. What are we doing this role? Why are we allowing this clown show to continue? Why? Because 30% of our nation is overworked, underpaid, undereducated, and has been fed misinformation, misleading information for at least the last 20 years. And I am being very modest when I give that number. The last 20 years. We have been fed misinformation, and we're so busy with our daily lives, we're just going to eat whatever our daddy ate, because that's what he ate in tradition of America. And I'm going to eat my grits and go to work and vote Republican. Hate to break it to you, but your Republican Party is now gone. Welcome to the age of MAGAism. Welcome to the age of MAGAism, guys. The post of an AI-generated image sparked widespread social media response, with some users defending it as a joke and others strongly denouncing the image. The New York State Catholic Conference, which represents the state's bishops, strongly condemned the post. There is nothing clever or funny about this image, said in a post on X. We just buried our beloved Pope Francis, and the Cardinals are about to enter a solemn conclave to elect a new successor of St. Peter, the group said. Do not mock us. Quote, unquote. Former Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Steele, an outspoken Trump critic, criticized the post and said it affirms how unserious and incapable Trump is. It's a big fucking joke to him, guys. I don't know if you watch his news broadcasts or conference, his cabinet meeting. Everybody's joking, giggling, and laughing. It's nauseous. It's nauseous, guys. It is absolutely the most cringe shit ever. It's just a big game of them. Conservative commenter Bill Kristol, a harsh critic of Trump, asked Vance in a post on X, "Hey, at JD Vance, you fine with the disrespect and mocking of the Holy Father?" Vance fired back at Kristol in reply on X, which referenced Kristol having been a proponent of the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003. As a general rule, I'm fine with people telling jokes and not fine with people starting stupid wars that kill thousands of my countrymen. Blah, 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 blah. Wrote Vance. Minus the blah, 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 blah. I may have paraphrased a little. Who served as a U.S. Marine Corps in Iraq. Paraphrased. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, asked to respond to criticism about the image, said President Trump flew to Italy to pay his respects for Pope Francis and attend his funeral while chewing bubblegum. Yeah, I added that. And he has been a staunch champion for Catholics and religious liberty, according to the Associated Press. So as long as they agree, vote for him. Obviously, yeah, paraphrased. In February, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Taylor Budovich posted an image of Trump depicting as a king after the administration moved to eliminate New York City's congestion and price program. Trump referred to himself as a king in the Truth Social post, touting that congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king, Trump wrote on Truth Social in February. And end report, guys. And let this burn into your forehead. Let it burn into your forehead. Bow to your king. Take the chip in your hand or starve to death. Look at this. This is wicked shit, guys. Wicked. Let's go drama. Trump's versus the Catholics too. No way I haven't heard of Bert and Ernie in some time. What's the scoop? Well, NPR got canceled, so Bert and Ernie is blah. Well, they got their funding cut. They're not gone. Big Bird is taller. Yeah. Weighs less? Absolutely. That's because he doesn't sit in the basement all day. He's out there. He's getting it. I thought we were talking about the Blevins. Got you. I got you. I should have put that as the clickbait, right? Bert and Ernie canceled. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. I'm well caffeinated today. You're getting the full effect. There's no holding back today, guys. The White House posted as well. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. Epic yuck, guys. Yuck. Sup, bro? Annie checking in. Hi, kids. Yes, I do feel like a child today, Annie. I am a child of God. Bless me. Bless me if you guys could. Please hit the subscribe and like and share it out. That would be great. Keep the comments going. Chat rate 3. Oh my God, we're breaking records tonight. Okay, let's keep going, guys. This is one. This is it. But this is the big one, guys. Look at this. This is fucking wild. I got another big one for you. I haven't researched it much. It hit me late at night on the feed, and actually someone sent it to me on Messenger, and I like almost pooped myself. So we have more to get into. Let's get into the pooping. We're going to jump around. Here is some of the poop, guys. Did you see this? Tell me if you saw this. Tell me if you fucking saw this. This is wild.
I'm stunned that I have to tell you this right now. You're not going to believe this. I'm stunned that I have to tell you this. Republicans just voted, every single one of them, to allow Donald Trump to deport U.S. citizens. Not like...
Let's play that one more time.
Right now, you're not going to believe this. I'm stunned that I have to tell you this. Republicans just voted, every single one of them, to allow Donald Trump to deport U.S. citizens. Not like deport unlawful, violent immigrants. No. They just voted in our committee to allow Donald Trump to deport U.S. citizens. That's where this is going. They just voted to allow that. I've never thought I would see this before. I never thought it would come to this, but that's where we are right now. And so just on the other side of these doors is the hearing that I'm in right now. I'm going to get back in a second because we're still voting on other matters, but it's not shocking because this is always where it was going to go, but that's a dictatorship. That's a dictatorship. It's a fucking dictatorship when you allow a president to deport your own constituents. And learn the names of every Republican on the House Judiciary Committee because they just did that. They just voted to allow Donald Trump to deport American citizens. I mean,
do you guys remember how I said, you know what, I've been a bad boy for a while, I'm going to take a little break? I did. Until I watched this goddamn TikTok and it said, you know what? Bad fucking timing. Cheers.
It's one of the most shocking things I've seen. I think my Democratic colleagues were stunned that they would want to give him so much power. But that's where it's going. It's not going to be a completed dictatorship, though, and I want to tell you why. He has the ambitions of being a dictator. For it to be a completed dictatorship, he needs you to not show up to the town square. He needs the press to not independently cover him, and he needs the courts to not hold him accountable. He should have a check by Congress. That's gone. These guys are not doing it. It's gone. But right now, the press is independently covering him. Courts continue to hold him accountable.
Hi, Angie.
And you keep going to the town square. So that's the sand in the gears of a dictatorship. And we got to amp it up. We have to amp it up. Again, I just want to tell you why I invited you in here. House Judiciary Committee right now in Congress.
Got you, Weedy.
Republicans just voted to allow Donald Trump to deport American citizens. This is the same week that we learned that the president deported a 4-year-old American citizen with cancer. And this is where they're taking us. But we're not helpless. We're not helpless at all. You are awakened. You are going to the town squares. We have small victories that will bring us big victories. We're going to cut our time in hell in half by changing the majority in Congress and putting a check in place. Let me get back into this hearing, but I wanted to tell you as soon as I sat in that room and saw that vote, Republicans on the Judiciary Committee just voted for Donald Trump to deport American citizens. Fuck that. We're not letting it happen.
Fuck that. We're not letting it happen. How am I? Angie, I was great until I opened up my TikTok yesterday and saw that the House of Representatives voted to allow ICE to continue to deport American United States citizens. And I said, fuck that. I'm not being good anymore. So, yeah. Speaking of Angie Pod, guys, as I said earlier, throw a couple of subscriptions her way at her new channel. I have it. I think I still have it on my hotbar. Boom. Boom. Angie's in the chat, guys. Come on, go show her some love. Go grab that channel real quick. What's a sub to you? What is a sub to you? Go check out Mufasa get trained while my cat poops on my back while I sleep. Mufasa is a better cat than mine. Mine are dumb. They're cute, but they're dumb. Like me. My cousin came from Ukraine with her daughter. We've been showing her. Oh, too cool. Too cool, too cool, too cool. I hope they're enjoying the neighborhood there. And I wish I was too. God, I'm so sick of where I live. There's so many MAGA here. Fucking like if circumstances were different and I felt confident in the housing market, this sucker would be a rental. I'd go buy another house near Sac. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'll get there eventually. I'll get there eventually. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just joking. I'm not going to quit feeding my... Yeah, no, I'm not going to quit feeding my cat. God, that thing would murder me. It'd slit my throat and eat me. One of them would. Malenky Billy Lobkey definitely would. He is ferocious. Ferocious Malenky Billy Lobkey. Bella would absolutely destroy me. Yeah, a little more from...
Was blind, but now I see.
We can only wish. Whoo, shit. Yeah, boy, howdy. Oh, I love my cats. My cats are super smart. They're not dumb. They're super intelligent. They know things are going on when I'm not paying attention. Like, all I gotta do is look at my cat and know something's up. A lot of the times. Some of the times. Most of the times. Most of the times. Shit, you guys like that one or what? Oh, God. A message to the haters. I think I already... Oh, yeah. This guy's been getting some threats, man.
Due to the amount of unaliving threats in my direct messages across all platforms for me doing the Robert F. Kennedy voice impersonation, I officially have to announce that I am not gonna stop doing them. You guys need to quit being such fucking pansies. Due to the amount of...
Oh, shit. A lot of haters out there, guys. Not ready for this one. Not ready for this one. We will play that one in a little while. I'm cheerful. This is brutal. This is going to be part of my actually, you know, guys, since I've been fundraising for Ukraine on my channel, I don't actually think I have done a Ukraine update. Not that I don't want to. But I am tired of seeing people get blown up. I'm tired of seeing people get bombed. And I am tired of... It doesn't... I remember watching war footage for the first, few years now. And the shit kind of sucked me in where I was glued to it, you know? And now it's just... I don't know. It's not that I'm not going to watch it again. It's not that I'm not going to see it or I'm not going to air it. But I want to air more story related on what's going on there than I do actually watching shit get blown up. Because I can't do it I can't watch anymore right now. I'm not saying I'm not going to, but if I do, it's going to be sparingly. I'm not going to do a whole YouTube broadcast of combat actions. Because there's stories like this that I feel like will be shadowed if we don't air it. And I'll air it now. We're going to air it now. Kaelin had a really good report about a journalist that was captured by the Russians. And this shit is hard. This is really hard to listen to for me because I have... my empathy and my visual verbal learning. Like when I hear someone telling a story, I can visualize it really well. I get sucked into it really well. So we're gonna play it, and it's gross what happened, but this is the type of stuff that needs to be, in my mind, needs to be aired when we talk about Ukraine. This is the stuff that needs the attention we need to focus on, so we know what we're up against. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it, guys. Hold on to your seats. This is hard to listen to.
Victoria was an incredibly brave Ukrainian journalist, born in Zaporizhia and abducted in Zaporizhia by the Russians. Her career was dedicated to documenting Russian war crimes and detention centers, and she found herself in one of those centers, and for months she was tortured, and her body on the 14th of February was returned to Kyiv in a disgusting state, brutal. And it's important to talk about this, and I won't hide away from this because this is what Russia is, and people need to know what Russia does. Her body was returned without her eyes, without her organs. Her brain had been removed. There were signs of electric shocks all over her body, because this is what Russia is. I was in Syria a few months ago after the fall of Assad, and I interviewed people who had been held in detention centers set up by Russian officials that had exactly...
They removed her organs and her brain and gouged out her eyes and electrocuted her. This is a journalist.
The same stories of torture, of electrocution, because this is the Russian mentality, and this is what Russia exports around the world. And as the White House repeats Kremlin lies, actually, as the White House sends their delegation to the Kremlin right now, and Steve Witkoff greets Putin hand on heart and thanks him for exporting this brutality, everyone else needs to see and know what Russia is, because Russia is only going to become a pariah, as it deserves to be, as a brutal state, when enough people realize what Russia is. And what happened to Victoria is what Russia is. And it's not just because she's a journalist, it's because she's a civilian. It's because she's Ukrainian. And this is what Russia has done endlessly to civilians in this country. And if Putin gets what he wants, and if Trump gives Putin what he wants, the fate of Victoria is going to be the fate of every single innocent civilian in Ukraine currently held in occupied Russian territories, because this is what Russia does to everyone. And it's so important. It's so important for people to know what happened to Victoria in graphic detail. It's important. And truth matters now more than ever, because misinformation is flooding our airwaves. It's flooding our televisions. It's polluting our news feeds. And Russian narratives are even going to be under this video saying it's a lie, saying that nothing happened to her, or saying that she deserved it. There were teachers, school teachers, kindergarten teachers, and innocent people held in that exact same detention center, because Russia has no regard for human life. And they did this to Victoria to hide the truth as well. They do this to journalists endlessly. They bombed a hotel about a 10-minute drive from here in Kramatorsk. They bombed Ria, the restaurant, a 15-minute drive from here, filled with journalists, because they want to hide the truth. And this is what the truth is. And if you care about the truth, share this and share the truth about what the fuck Russia is, and always will be.
Shout out to Kaylin Robertson out there doing the work. This guy, man, and this poor woman. Man. You guys ever read, like, or watch or see something just so god awful that you shut it off in your head? You acknowledge it happened, but you have to, like, shut it off. I have a hard time doing that. I have a hard time just watching something and cutting the emotions off and the feelings. Like, this just hits to the soul of this is demonic. Absolutely demonic. This is satanic, demonic. This is pure evil. They gutted her, took her brain out, gouged her eyeballs out, and electrocuted her, and sent her home like that. That is the epitome of evil. And they're probably proud of it. Calling them barbarians, barbaric, saying this is medieval, these are compliments. These are compliments to what we're fighting. They like that. This is what gives them the energy. And This is what we're up against. This is what it is. This is the front line. This is why we fundraise. This is like why we donate to people like my friend Andre.
Victoria was.
This is why we donate to Car for Ukraine. This is why we do it. This man is going to stop that from happening. And he needs help. Call sign Dodger. Everybody knows, if you PayPal him, he knows his first name. Call sign Dodger. Out there fighting this. We have to help, guys. If you guys can please donate to Dodger's PayPal. I've linked it in the top of the chat. I will link it again. AndreCold3@gmail.com. Right here. One more time. We'll put it in here. Whatever you guys can do, a few bucks, please. Or Car for Ukraine. If you guys want to help out the Easter Pisanki to wrap that up, cool. Do it. I want to see Dodger get home to his kids. So I'm pushing Dodger because Dodger is friends with me and Angie, who is currently in the chat. So if you guys could, whatever you can do, help the fundraiser, help people like this get home instead of being tortured to death. Help Andre get home to his kids. Dodger. Please. If you could. Journalist. This man right here wasn't a soldier his whole life. He had a regular job before he became a soldier. And he's there until it's over. He doesn't get to leave. He fights until victory. Please help him accomplish the victory, guys. If you could. PayPal in the description. Right here. Alright, guys. We'll keep going. I have to go skibbity on this because if I start thinking about what she went through, it just kills me. It kills me inside. And yeah, who said that it's not healthy to look at that imagery all the time? Correct. Hey, Steve. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Steve's in the house, Marshall. Marshall said it. Marshall said it's not good for your mental health to watch war footage all the time. It isn't. Can you imagine being there the whole time? What's up, Vlad? The real Vladimir Putin is in the house, guys. So you saw my headline. Don't tell me that my orange turd has annexed the Vatican. Yeah. You know what I should have done? You know what I should have done, guys, in the thumbnail of the Pope holding the fella? You know what I should have done? I should have put MS-13 on his knuckles. That would have been fucking dope. MS-13. All right, let's keep going. So we live in such a fucking cloud world, guys. Oh shit. Woo. All right, where are we? Well, I want something funny now. I'm on a roll now. I'm on a roll. We saw a Trump explosion. I had something else. Oh yeah, right here.
Ooh, that's the stuff.
Oh, Jerry, what are you doing in there?
Oh, the chef told us to get in.
That water's gonna get really hot.
Yeah, it's a little hot now, but remember he said short-term pain, long-term gain.
I think this is a bad idea.
Short-term pain, long-term gain.
Yeah, but what if the short-term pain turns into long-term pain?
Come on, it's like a spa.
You're already getting all sweaty.
Ooh, toasty.
Yeah, it's starting to bubble.
Yeah, it's a little hot. You think we could turn it down a little? No.
No, he definitely turned it up.
That's okay. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
Jerry, come on, let me help you out.
No, because I trust the chef.
Why would you trust the chef?
Listen, he's out there fighting for the lobsters.
Why would he fight for lobsters?
He's just like us.
Jerry, he's not a lobster.
That doesn't matter.
Jerry, this doesn't make any sense.
Are you gonna get in?
I'm not getting in the water.
Just gotta be patient.
Patient for what?
It's getting kind of hot.
Were you just screaming?
wasn't me.
Jerry.
That is MAGA 101. And that's hilarious. And you get a follow for that, ma'am. You get a follow, you got a repost, you got everything. That is beautiful right there. All right, the real Vladimir Putin. We'll see you around, yeah? We will see you around. We will see you around. Okay, guys. All right. So back into it. Had a little sad, a lot of sad. Had a little boost on Dodgers PayPal, who I am going to talk to again at some point. I haven't reached out to him in about a week now, and see how things are going. The last time he sent me an update, I might have shared it. I'll share it again. I'm gonna put him up while we do this. (151st), by the way, guys. 151st Brigade. 151, right there. Last update. He had 75 drone units in the area. And it was a rough week. And yeah, I'm sure I'm going to wait. I eventually one day I will post these pictures. But I'm sure he sent it to me and it was already secured. But I don't feel comfortable sending them yet. One day I will show what I'm looking at as far as the radar imagery and whatnot. But they are getting absolutely overwhelmed with drones and aircraft in the southeast area of Donetsk. So, please, like I said, he's in the top there. Whatever you guys can do, $5, $10, whatever. Send it. It's a PayPal. It's a PayPal link. He's legit. Angie and I know him. Blonde Bombsheller met him online. He's sending me tons of footage. He's friends with my friends in Sacramento. He's a well-known soldier, and he is in a difficult position. He's in a very difficult position. We'll leave it at that. All right, where are we going? Where are we going? We're going all around. Got me on a tangent.
I know what the hell I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
I know what.
Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom.
We're citizens. That's what I keep saying. We're citizens.
This woman, who we're calling Marissa, and her 3 daughters came to Oklahoma from Maryland looking for a slower, more affordable pace of life. They rented this house in a nice, seemingly safe northwest Oklahoma City neighborhood. Her husband planned to join them, but any semblance they had of comfort went out the window when 20 men armed to the teeth busted through it.
I don't know who they were. They had guns. It was dark. All the lights were off. I kept asking them, like, who are you? What are you doing here? What's happening? And they said, we have a warrant for the house.
They ordered Marissa and her daughters outside into the rain before they could even get dressed. The agents ripped apart every square inch of the house, taking their phones, laptops, documents, and their life savings in cash as evidence.
I have to feed my children. I'm gonna need gas money. I need to be able to get around. How do you just leave me like this, like an abandoned dog?
The suspect names on that.
So U.S. Department of Homeland Security has admitted that the mom and 3 daughters who say ICE agents left them traumatized when they raided their Oklahoma City home were not the suspects they were after. They fucking broke down the door, went in the house, took their shit, and treated them like fucking animals.
On that search warrant were not Marissa's or anyone in her family's. They were, however, names listed on mail still arriving at the house. Former residents, perhaps.
My initial thought is we were being robbed. My female daughters being kidnapped. We have guns pointed at our faces. Can you just reprogram yourself and see us as humans? We're citizens.
That part, man. More emphasis.
reprogram yourself and see us as humans.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Why? What? Where did we go? Where have we gone? Where have we gone? The Trump is Pope. We're deporting U.S. citizens. Oh, and the ports are empty. Let's get into that. Let's get into L.A. port. 33% down on its shipments.
So TikTok. I live in Huntington Beach, California, really close to the LA shipping port. I want to show you all these ships are sitting out here waiting for shipping containers to be loaded, and there are no shipping containers. This boat has nothing to be loaded. Here's another one. Nothing to be loaded. There's another one out
Hi,
here.
Anna.
Nothing on it. There's another one. Nothing on it. I did see one that had containers on it. There's one without anything again. And there's one right here that has containers on it. And there's a few more out in the distance, nothing on them. There's nothing to ship. Nothing to ship. We're in a real crisis.
Steve, yes, the world is watching Australia, the world is watching Mexico, and the world is watching Canada, and the world is watching Europe, and the world is uniting against this fascism and this dictatorship, this evil alliance. And guys, a little more about the mineral deal with Ukraine. I haven't touched base on it. I haven't got into it too much, but I am seeing things from a 7D chess image, if you will. Let's go down a rabbit hole of theory. There are Russian-owned companies in the United States that have businesses that provide steel and other raw materials to defense agencies and other places, right? Right? Follow me on this one. Ownership of 50% of the rare earth minerals to the United States. How much do you want to bet some of that rare earth minerals from Ukraine gets sent right to the Kremlin in the next 15, 20 years? I've already been documenting numerous reports of people backdooring sanctions, finding ways to get through sanctions, including a lot of companies here in the United States that have circumvented sanctions to Russia and got raw materials there. What if this is part of the behind-the-scenes deal with Trump and Putin? Draw down and we're going to give you a bunch of it. Draw down and you're going to make this much percentage. And then we can take the Arctic together. Theory. Complete theory. Complete feeling, if you will, of what might be happening behind the scenes of what we're seeing with this mineral deal. A way to take a portion of it without losing more. I don't know. We'll see if it unfolds. I might be completely out of my brain. But something clicked inside of me and said, well, fuck. Russia could get their hands on that through U.S. agencies and businesses. Makes sense. Makes sense. They could just get the materials through us. What it would cost, I don't know. Would that be part of the deal with the Arctic? I don't know. But we know Trump wants the Arctic. We know if you look at a map of the globe, Canada, United States, Russia, Arctic in the middle. Right? So there's a lot going on there. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of my mind, but I don't know. We'll see what the future holds with that. We'll see what the future holds with that.
I'm sitting on the dock of the bay.
So this is more imagery. I've been at the port for almost 3 years and never seen it this empty. It's been 3 days. It's sad that the president doesn't see what he's doing to American people. If things continue to stay this way, it's only going to get worse for the people. So I don't know where this is. I'm assuming this is in LA. I know Seattle, Portland, from what I saw, looks full. So it's not every port. Not every port's empty. But it's definitely having an impact to some extent on the ports right now, real time. Real time.
Not a joke. This is not a joke. This is Shanghai right now. Every one of these circles is a cargo ship just sitting there. Now let's take a look at America. This is LA, one of our busiest ports. Literally nobody's there. And it's not just LA. Here's Seattle, nobody's home, and here's DC. Also, no one's here.
I don't know. I don't know about the Seattle. Let's go back to that a little bit. I'll have to dig in that.
One of our busiest ports. Literally nobody's there. And it's not just LA. Here's Seattle, nobody's home, and here's DC. Also, no one's here. And just for reference, here's China again.
So let's take this at face value. I haven't checked into the shipping lanes. I haven't checked into the GPS photos. I haven't checked into any of that. And the headline on this is "Start Stocking Up Now." Who's got toilet paper? We're going to find out in the next few months what this is going to do, if this is true. But I'm hearing reports that everything's fine in the shipping in Portland and up north. Things are fucked in LA. But I don't know.
This is not good. These articles aren't lying. Huge decline at LA ports is a hit to truckers. Empty shelves are looming for this summer. This is basic supply and demand. None of these ships are coming to America, so we're going to be having a low supply. A low supply means that the price goes up, so not only are we going to have to pay for Trump's tariffs, we're also about to get destroyed by price hikes. It's obvious that the wealthy don't care whether we eat or not. When a situation like this happens, knowledge is the most powerful thing to have, which is why everyone in my family has one of these. This book teaches you how to make your own solar panel.
Blah. Could be an advertisement, right? Most likely is. A lot of fear mongering going on. I don't think it's time to run out and buy all the goddamn toilet paper. I don't. I do feel like if you need anything that contains a computer chip, now is the time to go get it. Be it a dishwasher. I need to do dishwasher. My dishwasher sucks ass. I have to have people scrub my dishes, my children, because they do chores, all the way, and then put them in the dishwasher to sanitize out of some belief that it's still running appropriately, which probably adds more bacteria than it actually does clean. I went there to buy a new one. It was like $421. The guy's like, you better buy it now because the price is going up. I'm like, fuck. I didn't ask about the Trump tariffs because there's American flags all over that store. Look at this badass dude.
Welcome to day 3, sailing alone across the Pacific Ocean with my cat. And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen whales. Big whales. Couldn't tell you what kind, but they were whales. I can see them blowing over there too. Oh, right there! Right there! Oh, yeah. Yes. That is so cool, man. Very quickly, Mother Nature started to fight back. It gave me the reward of beautiful whales, and then it also gave me the punishment of, I think we're at 18 knots of headwind. Might be time for a second reef here pretty soon. So I ended up putting in that second reef too late, and didn't get a knockdown, but we were on the way to a knockdown for sure. And so lesson learned.
Ooh. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Who's getting motion sick just watching this?
Yeah, the camera doesn't do these waves any justice. These waves are absolutely massive. Thanks for watching.
Okay, we're gonna follow this guy. We're following him until we don't see him anymore. And then when they find him, we'll follow him again. This dude, he's got that look like, yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm also scared. Yeah, this is also fun. I love this. I would love to do this. I would absolutely love to do this. I love the water. I don't love the ocean so much, but I would do this. I would figure it out. I love kayaking, being in the water, being on the water. Ocean needs a newfound level of respect, but that, dude, oh my God. Yeah. Bravo. Whether you make it or not, bravo.
Welcome.
Bravo, dude. Very cool. Oh, okay. Okay. For my Sacramento, for my Northern California followers, if you are here, we've talked a lot about Kevin Kiley in the past because he is very close to where I live and friends of mine live. Kevin Kiley is a Republican. Kevin Kiley has been supporting Ukraine. Kevin Kiley has been silent on a lot of the issues that the Trump administration is unfolding with. Kevin Kiley is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Chairman, where's Kevin Kiley? I'm a little worried about him. We've been going since 2 o'clock. I think we've had, Mr. Raskin, you could help me, probably 10 amendment votes? More? How many amendment votes have we had, guys? 15? Now, Mr. Chairman, your members have not spoken on anything, and we can take their silence as an admission that it's wrong to deport U.S. citizens and it's wrong to deport kids with cancer. But Mr. Kiley has missed every single vote that we've taken, and I think it's fair to do a welfare check on Mr. Kiley. He's tweeting. He's been tweeting during this hearing, but he's not voting. So I just, for the good of the committee, where's Kevin?
Mr. Swalwell again. This gentleman right here is worth following and listening to. This gentleman right here, I feel, has a sense of what's going on. And if you guys know anything about Kevin Kiley is a devout Christian representative. Very, very, very much so. To the point to where he might be a true believer that is in power. So him not being here for all this terrible, tyrannical bullshit that is happening and being a Republican representative in the Sacramento region of Blue California might dissuade him on voting on such terrible, terrible things that are happening right now.
Does anyone on your side know? Have you seen him? Is he in the room? Just a wave or like a hey? Proof of life for Kevin Kiley, because these are pretty important votes. Deporting U.S. citizens, firing veterans, deporting kids with cancer. I would expect that my neighbor to the north would want to be here, but he hasn't voted on any of this. So if anyone has seen Kevin Kiley, hey, just tell him there's a hearing going on and his constituents want to know how he would vote on any of this.
Do you know how fucking hilarious this is to me? Poor Kevin. Kevin's in the spot, guys. Kevin's got great people work for him. Really good people. He is absolutely supportive of Ukraine. He is a Republican in California. But we know how that goes too. Man. Woo! Some smoke.
Mr. Chairman, I did earlier note that our colleague, Mr. Kiley, was not present during any of the votes. And he's here now. And I think that's important. And because I did call him out, it's only fair if I ask him how he would have voted on the votes he missed. And so I would like to know, Mr. Kiley, if you would like to tell us how you would have voted on banning the deportation of U.S. citizens. I think your constituents should know how you would have voted on that. We also voted on prohibiting the hiring of January 6 rioters. Mr. Kiley, you weren't here for that vote, and now I'm offering you the opportunity to speak. I'd yield to you on that.
Kev has been deported.
Mr. Kiley, we also voted and discussed whether the DOJ should be able to fire veterans. And if you want to stand up for your veterans in your district, I would yield to you right now to stand up for the veterans in your district. We also talked about whether kids with cancer who are U.S. citizens, particularly a 4-year-old who was recently deported, should have been deported. And Mr. Kiley, again, you're here now. You didn't vote on anything related to that, but I would yield to you. And if you don't want to discuss this, I understand, but we would just take it as an admission that you support all of that. And I think that's how your constituents would interpret that. Mr. Chair.
Okay, so I'm going to say it. I feel that Kevin Kiley has the chance to flip. I don't know to what extent it'll be a career ender. It's a career ender if you turn on your party against Trump. But being that he's in California, being that he's in the Sacramento area, being of the current events, going against his faith values and his moral and ethical boundaries, I think he has the chance to flip. I have seen there's plenty other very strong church-going Christian Democrat leaders in Northern California that I have met. Former representatives. Ken Cooley, for one, is a very devout Christian, and he is Democrat as hell. I think Kevin has a chance to see the light, if you will. So we'll see. I'm going to keep a close eye on Kevin. Because right now he's a pretty good ally for Ukraine. So I can't really bash the motherfucker too much. I can't say much about the guy. I don't want to say too much about him in a negative light. Because he 100% supports Ukraine. So we'll see where Kevin Kiley goes with that. There's a lot of paths you can take. And a very, very narrow trail to the right direction, Mr. Kiley. Keep that in mind.
The White House is now clarifying President Trump's social media post where he said he was going to rename Veterans Day. The White House press secretary now says Veterans Day will not be renamed. However, there are plans for an additional proclamation.
A day after President Donald Trump announced he was renaming November 11th, the date that Veterans Day is observed, as Victory Day for World War I, the White House is now saying it will be an additional proclamation and not a full replacement. How the fuck are you going, a non-veteran, flat-footed motherfucker? How the fuck is a non-veteran, flat-footed dude going to rename Veterans Day?
The White House is now clarifying President Trump's social media post where he said he was going to rename Veterans Day. The White House press secretary now says Veterans Day will not be renamed. However, there are plans for an additional proclamation.
Cringe. Epic cringe. Epic cringe of epic proportion. Military parade on Trump's B-Day. Oh yeah, we got more cringe. We got more cringe. We got hell more cringe, guys. Any trolls in the chat? Any trolls out there? You want me to use a different media source than NBC News? Because it's all over the fucking place. U.S. Army is planning a parade for its anniversary and Trump's birthday. The 250th anniversary of the Army and President Donald Trump's 79th birthday are on the same day, June 14th. Guess what he wants to do? Guess what he wants to do? President Donald Trump might finally get his parade. The U.S. Army is planning a big celebration to recognize not only the 250th anniversary of its founding, but also President Trump's 79th birthday, both of which fall on June 14th. That celebration will potentially bring tanks and hundreds of military vehicles and aircraft onto and over the streets of the nation's capital in June, according to 3 defense officials familiar with the planning. More whiskey leaks. During Trump's first term, the president sought to have a big military parade, but the plans were shelved over the cost and concerns that some of the military vehicles, particularly tracked vehicles like tanks, could significantly damage the streets of Washington, D.C., and incur a huge price tag for repairs. The estimate for the parade being planned now is tens of millions of dollars. Tens of millions of dollars. Where's Doge? What Doge doing? According to the 2 defense officials, they're obviously unnamed at this point. Trump didn't forget and now is considering a military parade to honor both birthdays. Current plans call for more than 150 military vehicles and 50 aircraft to rumble through a parade route through Washington on June 10th, the 3 defense officials said. That could include Army wheeled vehicles like Humvees, trucks, and so on and so forth. Tanks. Also, the aircraft will include CH-47 Chinook helicopters, UH-60 Blackhawk helicopters, which should have been donated to Ukraine, paraphrased. And the famed Golden Knights are expected to jump from above, land near the viewing stand, and deliver a flag to the VIPs, most likely Trump, of the official said. This is putrid. Guys, this is putrid. We're really gonna fucking do this. Do you know how long it's been since we had a military parade in the United States? The end of the Gulf fucking war. Some of you in my chat weren't alive then, I guarantee. I am digressing. More of that. It's coming. We got some deportations. Oh, wait. Let's talk about ports, guys. Let's talk about ports. Let's talk about panic at the stores.
And they're still coming from that side. Oh.
Anybody see that yet? I haven't. Very good chance, I don't know where this is. Very good chance this is weather related. We had some storm warnings this week, right? Wasn't there some serious storm warnings going on? This could be, I don't know if you guys have been through some big storms, but on the West Coast here, back in the 90s, we had a big storm. It turned into, like, I think they call it typhoon, monsoon. I don't know what they call it in the Pacific. But it was a level 1 hurricane. It was a level 1 hurricane, and it was 100 mile an hour, 75 to 80 mile an hour winds with 105 to 120 mile an hour wind gusts. And boy, let me tell you, this happened. I remember the house that I lived had a bad septic tank. Not a bad septic tank, but where it was built was bad because it flooded. Every winter, the septic tank would flood. And then you couldn't flush the toilet. It would just fill with water. So if you had to go, you went outside. So I went outside during the storm because I had to take a piss. And I went outside to take a piss. I was like 14. Something like that. Felt a gust. Like one of those big 120 gusts. Keep in mind, I've got like 100-foot redwood trees over my house because we lived on the coast. That wind gust, 120-mile wind to a 14-year-old kid, lifted my leg up in the air while I was taking a piss. Boof. Like, holy shit. So this could have been in preparation of a storm. I don't know. I don't have context to this. But guys, if you see this happening in the stores anytime soon, please let me know. You know where I am. You can find me on Discord. So I'm in Mercado's Discord. I have my own Discord coming soon. Not yet. I don't know if this is shipping port related, but very interesting that this populated. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's talk deportation. Well, we got more going on. Camarillo. Is Camarillo? What's Camarillo? I don't know Spanish, guys. I know more Ukrainian than I do Spanish. What's Camarillo? Does that mean shrimp? It's a city in California. Look, California's so big, I don't even know it's a city here, and I live here. Outside of Thousand Oaks. Oh, it's L.A. West L.A. by Ventura. Outside of L.A. Interesting. I'm sure sending the farmers home is good for the economy. Hey, Cypher. Yeah, hey, dude, Cypher. I barely gave any notice to that. Don't even trip. Don't even trip. Angie's laughing at me because she knows I don't speak very good Ukrainian. At all. Jak sprawi? Дуже прийдемо. Я збираю кошти для засію. 14 бригада. That's about it. I got a good story to tell you later, Angie. I got a good one to tell you later. You're going to laugh. Okay, what else we got? Skibbity, stay focused. Focus.
I know there's some conservatives in the audience. That's okay. Yeah. That's okay. It's fine. Just so you know, though, it is easier to become you. It is. It takes like 2 bad things. It's like you hit traffic and your Amazon packages get stolen and you're like, everybody needs a fucking gun. You're like, all right. It never goes the other way, though, right? It never goes like conservative to liberal. That never happens. It's too long of a journey. Because you have to let love into your heart, which is vulnerable and also gay. So they're not going to do that. No.
I'm fucking dead.
See you in the parking lot? Told that joke in Austin last night. Not as great of a reaction.
Andy Haynes is a G, guys. That shit's hilarious. That shit's hilarious. All right, hey, a little time for some debunk. We got a little debunk going on, guys. Remember the litter boxes? Remember how all the kids were pooping in litter boxes because they were cats now? Remember that? You guys remember all the janitors saying they were going to go quit because their school's now allowing children to poop in litter boxes and they had to go clean them? Remember that? You guys remember that story? I remember it. Canty! Am I going to show the cop video? Yes, I will. Even though it's epically cringe. Actually, you know what, sir? Canty? You, sir, are blessed by the hands of the almighty fella, Pomp Saint fella himself. Because that is a great transition into my next video. Yes. Yes, 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 I will. Absolutely, but we'll show that video right freaking now. Absolutely. We are going to show this video right now.
So you do currently have a California driver's license, you just don't have a physical copy on you at the moment?
That's my preferred method of identification.
And this is?
It's a cat collar. I'm currently identifying as a cat.
Fair enough. The information here in the...
It's funny, but this happens.
Tag, I'm assuming, belongs to you, the boyfriend?
Yeah. That's so rude. I hope you know I'm recording.
Well, it wasn't my intention to offend you, but he just identified as a cat, and you're wearing a Harriet's Waltz t-shirt, so forgive me if I came to a conclusion that you guys are involved in some sort of a homosexual arrangement.
Yeah. What just happened? What just happened? He hands him a cat collar? He hands him a cat collar and says, "Here's my ID." He's like, "Well, obviously you're the boyfriend because you're wearing a Kamala Harris t-shirt."
I'm not mad that you think we're together, but you're using gendered language. Besides, I'm not his boyfriend, I'm his owner.
Okay. Well, look, we can do this the hard way if you'd like. I can have this car towed because last I checked, a cat is not licensed to operate a motor vehicle in the state of California.
Got him.
We can have animal control come get you, take you to a shelter where your owner can retrieve you for a fee of $70 after you're given the necessary immunizations, which do include a rabies shot, possibly even spayed or neuter, whichever you prefer or identify with. Is that what you guys want to do here? What should we do?
I don't know, I don't have $70.
Sir, I can also request that a mental health care professional come down here on scene and do an evaluation of you because you're considering letting him take a rabies shot rather than just give me an ID, use some manners so I can give you your ticket and move along.
Luke here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. I'm 100.
Oh my God, Kenny. Oh my God. Thank you for sending me that absolute nonsense video. That is nonsense at its finest, sir. And here we go into the actual nonsense behind the nonsense, sir. Behind the video, behind the what type of humor is that? It's not satire, is that? What type of humor? Guys, I'm dumb. Help me. What type of humor was that? Because we're going to transition into the real world initiatives to stop the cats from pooping in our schools. Right here, right now.
Can you name a school where it has been confirmed that students are using litter boxes?
Well, what we do with this bill is we prevent that from happening, but what we don't take out.
Can you name a school where it has been confirmed that students are using litter boxes? This was
Greg Abbott is pushing the Furries Act, claiming schools are giving litter boxes to students who act like cats. But when I asked the bill author, he couldn't name one school providing litter boxes to kids. This is all part of Abbott's smear campaign against our public schools. Follow! Follow!
This was at the top of your press release. This was mentioned when you...
It is satire. God, I couldn't think of it. I thought it was satire. I just couldn't think of it. All right, continue.
Introduced this bill, created quite a stir. So I'm asking, can you name a school where it's been confirmed that there are litter boxes being provided to students?
For this purpose, no, I cannot.
Your tweet about this bill was flagged by the app itself under their community notes, and their fact check said sensationalist claims about furries literally behaving as animals and receiving accommodations such as litter boxes have been repeatedly debunked as hoaxes. Is that correct?
It was flagged on, community notes?
Okay. I find it concerning that these types of debunked conspiracy theories are being used by politicians at the highest levels of our government, including in this legislature, who know that they're incorrect. Are you aware that Governor Abbott said, quote, kids go to school dressed up as cats with litter boxes in their classrooms?
Sure.
Are you also aware that when the governor was asked by the Dallas Morning News to name a single school where this happened, he couldn't? And PolitiFact called this a pants on fire, false claim started by online rumors?
Okay.
Do you think it's a...
Sure. Okay. Those are words I use when I argue with my ex-wife. Sure. Okay. Sure.
Good use of our time to write laws based on debunked internet conspiracy theories?
Well, this isn't, this piece of legislation before us covers that among other things that are true.
My concern is that instead of holding a hearing about student mental health, instead of holding a hearing about school closures across Texas, we are spending precious legislative time toward the end of this legislative session on a bill called the Furries Act. And honestly, Representative Gertis, this whole thing is just weird and honestly a little creepy. And I think that's the point, because this is all...
Do you hear all the people just giggling in the back of like, I can't believe we are wasting taxpayers' money on this. This is our money. This is the people that represent us. This is the people who we have put into power to represent us in the United States government, passing acts like the Furries Act. Cypher can definitely confirm I use the same words in context with my ex-wife. Sure and okay are ex-wife words. Absolutely.
In my opinion, a manufactured, debunked smear campaign against our Texas public schools. Governor Abbott has used this litter box rumor to paint our schools in the worst possible light. He even used the litter box conspiracy theory to push his private school voucher bill. These culture war attacks are nothing more than an effort to discredit our public schools to justify defunding those public schools. Texas librarians are not grooming kids, Texas teachers are not indoctrinating kids, and Texas schools are not providing litter boxes. And I think the most disappointing part about all this is I think you know that. Can you name...
Marshall Jones, oh hell, Gertis explains everything. I don't know the context behind that. Elaborate please in chat, and we'll go from there. Let me think about it. No. This is fucking outrageous, guys. This is what... Now I feel like my fella in the picture. Please, God, give us different representatives. Like 90% of my chat over this interaction right here. This is so fucking embarrassing, guys. This is what our nation cares about. Fictitious children pooping in cat litter boxes. All right, a little bit about Abrego Garcia. Body cam footage shows Abrego Garcia traffic stop.
Hello, sir. How are you? Good, and you? All right. Everything good? You got a bunch of people in here, don't you? It's 1 for sick. Yes. Go back to work. Gotcha. Where are you working at? Where? Where? San Luis, Missouri. Missouri? Yes, sir. Gotcha. Okay. But I'm from Maryland. Okay. Now, the reason I stopped you, we was running 75 down through here. 75? Yeah. How many rows have you got in here? 4? Where? 4 seats? 4 rows of seats? Yeah, it's 3 seats. Yeah, we hit. Yeah. Did y'all put an extra one in?
All right, this is a long paragraph here. Tennessee state law enforcement released video showing a 2022 traffic stop involving Kilmar Abrego Garcia, one of the incidents the Trump administration officials have used to justify the removal of the Maryland man who the government has admitted was wrongly deported to El Salvador in March. U.S. officials have urged the traffic stop in November 2022, in which Abrego Garcia was not detained or charged or had MS-13 tattooed on his hands. That was paraphrased, supports their claims that Abrego Garcia was a member of MS-13 and involved in human trafficking. A redacted police report released to CNN by the Highway Patrol did not address suspicions of human trafficking. Abrego Garcia's family and his lawyers deny those claims. Oh my MG, I hope they make money.
Huh? Did y'all put another one in? No. Did it come like this? Use the truck. I've never seen one with that many seats in it. What you say? It's my boss. I said I've never seen one with that many seats in it. Oh, really? Yeah. That's why I was asking if you put an extra one in. No, it's the same. Like this. Okay.
Did you put extra seats in it? Come on. Dude's never seen bucket seats in a truck? I almost bought a Toyota Tundra that was a 6-seater Tundra because I needed 6 seats. And I bought a Chevy. because there was always 6 seats. But finding a 6-seater bucket seat Tundra was extremely difficult. And then I bought my Chevy, and then a week later I found a Tundra. The guy called me, and it was like 15 grand cheaper and like 40,000 less miles.
Nothing illegal?
Nothing, sir.
No drugs or anything?
No herb, nothing illegal.
Okay. If I run my dog, will he tell me anything?
He's hauling these people for money.
He's hauling these people for money. God forbid he's carpooling to work.
There's 8 people in there.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that. They put an extra row of seats in there.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: they don't have any luggage in there, right? And if you get them out, they're gonna have a tube of toothpaste and they're gonna have toothbrushes in their pockets. I guarantee it.
Oh my God, guys! Call the National Guard. He's got toothpaste and toothbrushes in his pockets. Guys, holy shit! He could turn that into a prison shank. Woo! A spokesperson for the Tennessee Highway Patrol told CNN that Abrego Garcia was flagged to federal law enforcement, who made the decision not to detain him. I see no evidence of a crime in this footage, but the point is not the traffic stop. It's that Mr. Abrego Garcia deserves his day in court. Bring him back to the United States, return him before the same immigration judge who heard his case in 2019, and let him speak for himself. Simon Sandoval Mosenberg, Abrego Garcia's attorney. Guys, we've reached a new pinnacle of uck and yuck in the United States, and it started with this man being wrongfully detained. Whether or not he's guilty or innocent or whatever, the Supreme Court has ruled he needs to come back home to stand trial. And now we're hearing legislation inside of the House of Representatives saying that they're not going to stop American citizens from being deported. We are entering a very dangerous and strange time in our nation's history, and it's going to take a lot of brave people to stand up against this shit. A lot. I mean it, man. I mean that. It's time to put away your fears, put that shit aside of what's going to happen, and stand up for what you believe in. Your anxieties, your fears. We need to learn. We got to be brave. We're going to have to be brave in this country to make a change, or this shit is going to get way worse. Very fast. And I'm not talking like in a year. I'm talking we need to start being brave and courageous now. Right now. Things have to start changing now. 3 months ago. It's got to happen, guys.
What do we do? What do we do?
City Hall, AFL-CIO put on a great event for International Workers' Day. Got Senator Bernie Sanders out here.
Thank you, Philadelphia!
Railing against tax breaks for the billionaires and issuing a warning to Pennsylvania lawmakers, 83-year-old Bernie Sanders delivered a firebrand speech Thursday afternoon to a crowd clustered outside the City Hall. On day one, a national May Day protest against President Donald Trump's administration that ended with the arrest of dozens of protesters a few blocks from City Hall. The former presidential candidate said the American people, by the millions, are saying no to oligarchy, no to Trump's authoritarianism. After his speech, several hundred marched north on Broad Street, and some of them sat down at Broad and Vine Streets chanting, "We shall not be moved." After being warned that they would be subject to arrest, more than 70, according to the Philadelphia AFL-CIO chapter, were led away in handcuffs shouting, "We are the Union, the mighty, the mighty Union. Paraphrased. A police official said they were expected to be charged with... What do we do? With, why did I press that button? What do we do? I don't know, whatever. Disorderly conduct, probably. But yeah, I pressed the wrong button. I'm human. Leave me alone.
City Hall, AFL-CIO put on a great event for International Workers' Day. Got Senator Bernie Sanders out.
Back to the profile. Here we go. Something went wrong, guys. Something. Wow. Oh, wow. Weird. Do I got to restart? Something went wrong.
How do you get so many liberal scumbags in?
Oh, okay, we'll add that and watch it. I snorted. Here. What do we do? Finish what I said, god damn it, like one word away. A police official said that they were expected to be charged with obstructing a highway. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, really? Chat is off the hook. Where are we? I'll get caught up in a second. Who do we got? Oh!
Just describe for us, let's take a beat, really frame it for us, how much volume has just dropped off in the last few weeks?
Yeah, about a third of the import volume, which means give or take about 50,000 20-foot equivalent units gone off the arrivals coming in next week.
From next week is when you expect to see this really hit?
That's correct, and that matches up.
This came out Midas Touch 8 hours ago.
The announcements back on April 2nd, then on April 8th, a little bit of a change on everybody, ex-China, Mexico, Canada, and those arrivals are coming at us this weekend.
We'll, of course, dedicate time to your port, but I'm just wondering how you're anticipating this rolls and ripples through the economy from here, how it hits trucking, when this turns up on the shelf. What's the distance, the time, from when you see a drop-off in volume and when we, as consumers, see the shortages?
Right, so CEOs are telling me, hit the pause button, right? I'm not going to import anymore at these kind of prices. Let's wait and see. I don't know if it's going to be 2 hours, 2 days, or 2 weeks till I get some clarity. Then...
You remember that video of cooking the lobster, guys? We are the lobster, and we're about to get cooked. Port of Los Angeles Executive Director Gene Soroka just issued a major warning regarding the fast approaching shortages that are about to hit the United States. Okay, that shit's getting real. Leading the massive job losses as a result of Trump tariffs May 3rd, 2025. That's today, guys.
Hiring off the table for right now. Capital investment, pause. And the retailers are telling me that realistically, with even the 10%, I'm going to have to pass it on to the consumers.
So how much is this really coming from all over? It's not just about China. This is about really global trade coming to a standstill until there is a much greater degree of certainty and a much lower tariff rate than even the baseline that's been put out there.
Yeah, when I was last with you all, Lisa, I said global trade's going to slow, economies will follow, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Back in November, so many of us were wringing our hands about 4% inflation. We've just added 10%.
Back to the comments on Abrego Garcia Spartacus says, 4 seats, human trafficker for sure. That's not funny.
Percentage point to imports coming out of Southeast Asia for our port, and these unbelievable numbers out of China.
How much are you going to see a real decline in dock workers if this goes on?
Yeah, this is the question. So the trucker hauling 4 or 5 containers today, next week, she probably hauls 2 or 3. The dock workers are no longer going to see overtime and double shifts. They're going to probably work less than a traditional work week, starting right off the bat. Every 4 containers mean a job. So when we start dialing this back, it's less job opportunities.
And what happens if we get a deal?
If we get a deal, it's going to take about a month. Let me walk you through that real quick. About 2 weeks to get the ships repositioned around these major ports, from Qingdao to Shanghai to Xiamen.
Adam, Merck didn't stop doing news. He just needs a little break. He's, like he said, mental health, self-care takes help. That guy has been going full throttle since I have known him. Like full throttle. Absolutely reporting on everything, burning himself out into the ground. And I've noticed it. You can see, we've watched him on long enough to tell when he's having a good day and he's having a bad day, and he's just powering through it. He powered through so much bullshit. The behind the scenes that guy has to put up with, the politics behind streaming, the politics behind what he does. He deserves a very long and very well-deserved break. And if he takes a month or 2 months off from the news, so fucking be it. He earned that shit. I've taken a month off, and I don't even do nearly what that man does. He will be back. He's taking a break. He hasn't stopped. It will continue. Everybody needs a timeout to refresh, or you will burn the fuck out, and you will miss stuff, important stuff in your life. So he'll be back soon.
Load up all those containers, and then another 2 weeks to steam across the Pacific to get to us. This is important because now we're talking about spring and summer fashion. So we're kind of at a crux here that we've got to have something pretty quick.
And back to school, which
That's
is going to be,
right.
I think, very critical when it comes to political pushback for this administration. We have a story out, it was anecdotal reporting as well. We've heard about China quietly starting to exempt about a quarter of U.S. imports. Are any U.S. importers exempting Chinese tariffs? Is there a way to get around the 145%?
Not really. There may be some exceptions, Anne-Marie, maybe a little bit going north or south of us, but realistically speaking, nobody is out there talking a lot about, hey, I got a better deal coming out of China right now.
The Flexport CEO joined us earlier in the week, and he said ocean freight is down 60% from China. When do we see 100%?
Good question. It depends on how long this goes. We heard the reports overnight through Bloomberg that the folks in China are thinking about talking. What does that mean? Okay, great. But we've got
Adam, your coffee burnt your balls because you said Merck wasn't going to come back to the news or left the news. Instant karma, bro.
got to get a move on here. The other thing is that retailers are saying we've got about 5 to 7 weeks of normal inventory in the country right now. Then we start to see spot shortages if it goes on much beyond this.
Just describe for us. Let's take a beat.
All right, so a lot going on in the ports. A lot going on in the ports, guys. We'll see. I mean, now's the time we're going to see, right? I'm not saying buy an extra thing of beans or rice, but I already told you to buy an extra thing of beans or rice, right? Beans and rice are good. Beans and rice complete protein together, right? I'm not a nutritionist, but I've heard that when you mix beans with rice, you get a complete protein. High carbohydrate content. Also, here's the things. Guys, when I think of prepping or I think of storage, I'm gonna give you my breakdown. Beans, rice, lard, salt, coffee for food. Beans, rice, salt, lard, coffee. Right there. Those right here. Okay, now we're talking barter. Let's talk trade. If the society breaks down, the system breaks down. Cigarettes, tobacco. Number one commodity right there. Trade, value. Cigarettes, tobacco. Beans, rice, salt, coffee, lard. You can add sugar. Sugar next, right? Cigarettes for barter. You need medicines. Everybody needs medicines, so keep that in mind. But if you're going to buy anything extra, I'm going to say it again. Beans, rice, salt, lard, coffee. Those, for me, in my mind, if I'm stocking up on anything, right there. If you're a tea drinker, obviously tea. You know, but sugar, honey, Canty doesn't have to worry about honey. I would focus on that. You're talking, okay, another tip. If you're going to do a little tiny storage of whatever, beans and rice, buy a hand warmer or toe warmers. The little warmer packages, the iron oxide in there, if you slap one of those activated inside of a storage container, you can buy them at the pet shops, right? You can buy a storage container for pet food at the pet shops. They have a seal, screw-on seal, fill it full of beans, slap that toe warmer, the iron oxide, stick it to the side of there, tighten it on, put it in the corner of your house. You now have a 25-year storage of beans. The moisture from the beans will pull out into the iron oxide and absorb, and it keeps your storage for 25 years. I have been eating out of the same thing of beans for the last decade because I did that process. I have been eating the same thing of rice for the last 20 years, guys. The same big thing of rice, 20-year-old rice, because I did that, and it is fine. I think it's fine. I don't know. Is it fine? So that's a easy, quick storage method. There's other methods you can do. I can't tell you on stream about medicine, but there's ways around getting antibiotics and whatnot. I'm not going to get into that.
Where's the line, MAGA? First, you're okay with them deporting children. Then it was okay with children with cancer. Now, children that are U.S. citizens is okay. Well, today I wake up to a U.S. combat Marine that served in Iraq, fought for this country in Iraq, is now deported and detained in El Salvador. Where is your line? This makes no fucking sense. Where's the line, MAGA?
Hold on. I just read something. And spices. LOL. Going to get some dandelions and dry some out for the coffee? For coffee? Anna, what do I not know about dandelions? What's going on with the dandelions? Adam, I live on a small lake. I always have food. Okay. Okay. I'd like to see... Okay. Maybe we can do that with AI. You know what? I'd like to see the statistic on how long wildlife and fish will last if society breaks down and they're unpoliced fishing in our lakes, rivers, streams, and oceans and hunting. Because I think that's only like, if society were to break down, I think they said like the animals would be alive for a month. But I don't know. Don't quote me. I could be completely wrong on that. I didn't research it. I just heard someone say it probably. Trucking company with 250 trucks shut down yesterday. UPS laid off 20,000 people. Holy shit. Spartacus, send me whatever you got on that, please, in Discord. Ammo? Oh God. Come on now, Steven. I don't even go there with me. I still have ammo from the last zombie apocalypse when I had a daughter. Fine. If you want to go that route, ammo. I just completely disregard that and don't talk about it ever because it's there. Weeds and vegetables. I'd love to learn how to forage. Canty has 80 pounds of honey. Are you trying to whore me out for honey, Canty? Because I will whore myself out for honey. Just to let you know. You sexy human being. Some vitamin C, pickles, peppers, chilies, citrus. Yeah, okay. Potatoes, yeah. You could grow potatoes easy. You just got to dig a lot. 3 feet deep. Garlic, yeah. Garlic could make... Okay. Yeah, garlic and ginger. Easy to grow. Garlic's easy, guys. Have you ever grown garlic? You literally just get a patch of dirt. Get some garlic from the store. Put your finger in the dirt about 2 inches deep. Put the garlic in there facing with the little stem part up. Put it in there during the end of fall, hit it with a little water, wait for the rain to come, harvest it next year, around spring, late winter, and it's easy. You could dry it or whatever. At that point, it's so easy to do. It's my favorite thing to grow because you just forget about it in the winter. Chinese product that you can get imported in China, yeah. There's other ways to get salt. Weedy, yeah, if you live next to an ocean, you can get salt. I've made ocean salt. But you got to be really particular about where you do that. Like, it could turn really nasty and bitter if you get some bad ingredients into it. Like, if you're by, like, a creek or a water runoff and you're harvesting there, you can get a really nasty flavor to it and probably some shit you don't want in your body. They say you should really go out to sea. Like a mile out to sea, and then harvest the water for the salt. Just to get rid of the impurities from shore. Celery is good for your liver. Is it celery or celery? I like celery. Celery usually ends up giving me money, and I buy a pint of Hennessy, though. Food grade buckets from Walmart are only $1. Really? I had no clue. I'm a nut for weeds and veggies. I'm a nut for nuts. I like walnuts, almonds. Yeah. I see the jokes coming, guys. I know you guys. I know you, chat. Let me have it. Himalayan insult. I'm gonna snort again. Dandelions are edible. Okay, good to know. Do they give you energy though? Sugar is bad for testosterone. I don't need any more testosterone. I'm an idiot with testosterone. You can make chicory coffee from dandelions. Okay, I will remember that and look it up. I am honey. I am your buckwheat honey. I'm your chungus honey. Dandelions are a very edible flower. Great tea. Weird. I've never had dandelion tea. I think I've ate them before as a kid and they were gross. Not only fish and animals in wild for everyone. Fair enough. You could always go cannibal, I guess, and be Kuru. Like on DayZ. That's gross. I would never do that. I don't recommend doing it. It's bad for you. JFK. JFK lives off the tuna, and he's fine. There's nothing wrong with his health. Tuna and the poppy plant make JFK great. Yeah, let's get the chat rolling, guys. Yeah, I know. I'm just reading through chat right now, getting caught up. All right, we'll go to the next clip while I'm reading chat. There's a lot going on in chat. You guys are sucking me in hardcore.
These guys are proposing to give $7 trillion in tax breaks to billionaires, millionaires, and their corporate donors by taking away food from children. It is that simple. And it's not even that much money that's going to save them on the tax breaks for the rich. But it is literally going to take away food from children. Literally. Now, I've been back in my district meeting with our food banks and people who are advocates for our families who are struggling. And I think like others on this committee, I grew up in a household that struggled. I grew up in a household that when the worst did occur, when my mother did lose her job, we were on assistance. And I would not be sitting here as a congresswoman today if it was not for the grace of God and for those programs that are designed to catch people when they need it, to help people when they are their most vulnerable, to help moms who have kids, to help the elderly who are barely scratching by right now, to help people when they have disabilities, to help people when they end up with a medical emergency and there's nothing else to help them. That is what these programs exist for. That is why they are there. Now, I know that my friends across the aisle like to allege that there's some sort of widespread waste, fraud, and abuse happening. But let me just tell you this. If you've ever been on SNAP, you get an EBT card. This is like a credit card to go grocery shopping. You know how much money you get? $6. You can't even buy a single carton of eggs for $6 right now. Donald Trump's on television literally saying right now that the price of eggs is down. That dude has probably never been grocery shopping in his life, more or less in the last week. And these guys want to steal food from children. And that is what this amendment would prevent. Now, my food banks in New Mexico, the food banks that serve my population in New Mexico, are telling me that if these SNAP cuts go through this reconciliation package, there will not be enough funding or food in the supply chain to meet the need. It will be not only worse than it was at the height of the pandemic, it will be many times worse than it was during the pandemic. So I want all of you guys to remember what it was like at the height of 2020, when literally our shelves were empty because there was a supply chain crisis, and the cost of food went through the roof, and people couldn't leave their homes, and there was this huge financial crisis. Literally, that's what we're hurtling towards right now, between the tariffs, the cost of living, between what's happening to the cost of food, And now they want to cut the most basic program that helps to stretch the gap for our most vulnerable people in our community. If you think the lines that were long during the pandemic were difficult to see, if you cut these food assistance programs, that's what you're going to see all across America. How can we claim to be the wealthiest country on planet Earth, and we've got billionaires in the White House who are literally talking about taking money out of the mouths of children? It is not only unconscionable, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. How do we live in a society where we're even debating this? We are a country of plenty, and yet these guys want to give tax breaks to billionaires by starving children. It's ridiculous.
I think that's the first time I saw Miss Stansberry actually about to cry. GOP wants to hand out $7 trillion in tax breaks to billionaires while taking food from our children. Cutting SNAP and other vital programs isn't about balancing the budget. Absolutely not. This is insane. It's a cruel agenda that will impact millions of children, seniors, and working families. Guys, I was on SNAP. I think I had it once when I was a kid. I got like $80 a month for like a month, and I got a job because I worked my entire life for like 14 on. But there was a transitional period. I think when I turned 18, I got SNAP for like, I got $80 like 1 month. And then when I went from a 15-year employee of a company where I was a senior manager, I got into a tussle with my upper management who disrespected me in front of my peers, to the point where they were texting me going, holy shit, what the fuck did you do? I left that company and went to a new company. Because I won't take disrespect. I go to work to have a good time, to lead people, to do a good job, to whatever it is I do. I left that job and went to a new job and ended up getting food stamps for the period, SNAP, for a period of like 6 months maybe. It was the best thing. It was a lifesaver, guys. It was a lifesaver for me. I was stoked. I was a Republican too. I was a Republican when it happened. I was just like, hell yeah, I get my tax money back. Shit, I'm making more now on food stamps than I did when I was working. Shit. Maybe not to that extent, but yeah, that's the type of bullshit I was saying. It wasn't true. But, God, it helps so much, guys. It helps so much. With the ribeye, the filet mignon, the lobster tails, no. It helped with the beans and rice. It helped with the tortillas. It helped with the chicken. Did I buy steak? Yeah, London broil. Maybe some top sirloin if I wanted to get fancy schmancy once in a while. It helped. It helped, guys. It's there as a safety net for when you're in transitional housing. You're down on your luck. Guys, I'm a single fucking dad. I should get it now, but I make too much money. I can't. I'd love to. Shit. A little extra hand? WIC? What about WIC? Let's talk about women, infants, and children. Why not Mick? What about men, infants, and children? That helped too. Like fresh nutritional food. SNAP, you can really buy anything, but it was so handy. It was a good, and I paid for it. That's my tax money. I paid for it. Right? Ended up getting unemployment for like a month, 2 months, maybe got a job. Got a really good job. Make really good money compared to what I did then for that company. But it was there for me, and I needed it, and it helped. It made things so much easier. It gave me self-confidence in going to finding a new job, leaving the shitty job that I had. I'm not going to say shitty. I didn't leave a shitty job. I left a shitty manager. And found a new job with a better manager. Yeah. So having SNAP there, having something for your kids, not having to worry about where the money's coming for food. God, you taking a leap of faith. I bought a house and I quit. I bought a house and I quit my job, guys. Who buys a house and then quits their job? How many people in the chat have bought a house and quit their job and moved a few 100 miles away? Not even having a new job yet. Having the concept of a new job. How many people have done that? I did. And the SNAP benefits absolutely were a comforter when I did it. Absolutely helped. 100%. I was in a good spot. The people not so lucky as me, not with the same sort of outcome as me, they could be in such a worse spot and need those stamps. I call them stamps because I'm old. The SNAP benefits. They could use those. They could need those so bad. We could really be sentencing a whole generation of people to death, or to the inability to find a better job, to grow themselves, to grow the economy in tax dollars, and leave them subservient to a system that is already rigged. Like, I feel like the one thing we need is a stronger safety net for those that are hurting. Right? And those who can't do anything. Like, where's our charity? What if you got people on disability and they can't do it anymore? Right? What if they blew their fucking back out being a butcher for 20 years? One day they lifted a thing of pork butts or ribeye steaks and were putting away the load, and they blew their back out and they can't get out of bed anymore. What about them? Can we help them? Are we a society that cares? Or are we just going to hit them in the head with a hammer and throw them in a hole? What do we want to be as a society? Do we want to have compassion for those in need? Or do we want to just say, oh, they're coming after my money and my guns? Like, what do we want to be?
In New Mexico, 1 in 5 children are on food assistance. That's who your bill's going to hurt.
That's funny. At the end of New Mexico, I got in it with a guy who said he was MAGA and literally was taking personal attacks at me, who has like 11 to 14 children with his wife, and said a whole bunch of nasty shit and said, make America great again. He's about to lose all of his benefits, and I can't wait to have another discussion with you about how things are going when you do. You motherfucker.
When you embark on this journey, there's 3 things that I think always help me. First of all, have compassion for other people. Treat people like you would like to be treated. Treat people nicely on your way up. You might meet them on the way down. So it's nice to be important, but it's also more important to be nice. So that was the first thing, compassion for other people. The second thing is be responsible for your own self-determination. You got to earn it. Don't look at somebody else. Don't blame somebody else. You be responsible for your own self-determination and have accountability for what your job is and what you need to do. And the last thing is, it's not about beating the other guy. It's not about being better than somebody else. It's about you being the best that you can be. You know, we won 26 games when I played Pop Warner football in a row. Then we won 30-some in high school in a row, and it was never good enough. And I could never understand that. But my dad said, it's not about beating the other guy. It's about you being the best that you can be at whatever you choose to do.
Probably the best words I ever heard come out of Alabama. I'll keep it at that. And with that, on to the next one.
Today, big money won, and the students of Texas lost. With the stroke of his pen, Greg Abbott is betraying nearly 6 million Texas public school students for his billionaire mega donors who write him $6 million checks. With this private school voucher scam, Greg Abbott is taking billions of dollars out of our neighborhood schools and sending those tax dollars to unaccountable private schools for the wealthy few. Remember this day next time a school closes in your neighborhood. Remember this day next time a beloved teacher quits because they can't support their family on their salary. Remember this day next time your local property taxes rise because the state government is not doing its fair share of school funding. And if recession comes and we are forced to make even deeper cuts to public education, remember this day. Today, big money won.
Stop the motherfucking press. Enforcers shit talking Merck right now, been going for ages, assholes. I'm going to rise above and not give a fuck. I'm a firm believer that what goes around comes around. And I have noticed, specifically when it comes to acts of, call it what you will, karma, that specifically with the war in Ukraine, if you are doing things that are inappropriate, or you're doing things that are shady, or if you're doing things that may be seen as dishonest to your community or to others, the universe has a way of catching up to you. I've seen this, and it's very few instances where I've seen it. But when it happens, the people behind the scenes are so humbled that they apologize out of fear of what is happening. The universe has a way to correct itself. It's a beautiful and terrifying thing. But there are higher powers involved. There is a higher power. Call it what you will. And it is watching. And what goes around comes around.
And the students of Texas lost.
All right. You know what time it is?
This hit my soul right here.
Lunch check. We're gonna start with Manny. What we got today, Manny?
Beans and favorite.
Woo! Nice. Tortillas. Nice. Pinche coca. Good. You see what my wife sends me home with? To work with? A fucking Lunchable. Then she fucking wonders why I act so childish. Look at what the fuck she fucking feeds me. God damn it. All right, you know what time it is.
That's going to be every MAGA when their food stamps get cut off.
Lunch check. What do we got? Oh. Nice. What you got over here? 2 different kinds?
Yep. Sheesh, camarones. Hey!
What you got?
Man, I got me adult Lunchable.
Adult Lunchable, God bless him. Cream pie. And a dang fudge round.
Boy, I'm pretty sure I cracked a tooth on one of them.
I ate 5'3", bud. That's right. All right, Aunt, what you got today?
Got some
Mac salad.
Ooh.
I got pork chop.
Pork chop.
Damn.
Got me some frijoles.
Ooh, oh my God, look at that rice. Achiote paste, rice. It's probably got a little cumin in it with some salt, pepper, garlic, and onion, tomato.
Chorizo, sausage.
Nice. And we have really special guests today.
Ooh, hey. Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. That's my jam right there, boy. Krispy Kreme in the house. Look at that.
We have Neha and Arwen. They are neighbors from down the street from where we were working. And she was so excited to come and meet everybody. She wanted to come eat lunch with everybody. Let's show them what you got.
We got donuts for everybody.
Dang.
Thank you so much.
I love that shit. Look what the fuck my wife left me with. Sheesh. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Are the Trump tariffs finally kicking in? For the world's 2 largest economies, it certainly looks that way.
Okay, chorizo, Mexican sausage. It's like the nastiest parts of the pig mixed together with like Mexican seasonings. It tastes amazing. It's got a really strong peppery flavor, but not hot, if that makes sense. Like you have the flavors of the peppers mixed in with the sausage. Some people use apple cider vinegar to mix in with it to give it like a tangier kind of acidic flavor to it. And that's chorizo. It's basically Mexican sausage. I also saw, I think it was Steve Sayin asked what SNAP was, food stamps. So that's pretty much what Snap is.
The Port of Los Angeles, the busiest seaport in the Western Hemisphere, warns shipments due next week are down by 35% as some major American retailers have stopped bringing in all goods from China. President Trump has paused most of his tariffs on the rest of the world.
Any news on Australian election yet on TikTok? Chungus, no, I have not seen nothing. Champion Steve, I have not yet.
World to allow for negotiations, but that's not true for China, where the trade war is still very much being waged, with the president imposing tariffs of 145%. So, if you are an American importer buying $100 of Chinese products, you're now paying $245. In most cases, that would wipe out any profit the importer could hope to make selling those items. One alternative would be to increase prices by enough to cover the tariff. If you think your customers won't pay that, the other alternative is to just stop the delivery. US.
All right, well, I got a little something here. Pardon my ignorance, Steve. Oh, Defender. Look at that fucking sexy ass nasty thing. Okay, Australian election seats won projection so far is 151, seat lower house, Anthony Albanese, Labour 85, and Liberal National Coalition 36. I don't know what those parties mean. I'm assuming, tell me if I'm wrong, red, blue. And I don't even know if this is current news. 11 hours ago, so no, I don't have current.
US shops have 5 to 7 weeks of stock left. The port thinks choices will be limited and prices will rise before the shelves start to empty. It's reported the chief executives of the mega retailers Walmart and Target directly warned the president that could happen. President Trump says China will do a deal, and that could allow some of these tariffs to be scaled back. But major retailers put their orders in with Chinese factories 3 or 4 months before the containers set sail. The journey adds another couple of weeks to the schedule. So, even if a deal is struck, the disruption is set to continue beyond the summer.
All right, stand by. We do have breaking news out of Australia. Stand by. Stand by real quick, guys. Stand by. We got something going on in Aussie land here. Oh yeah, it looks like the tariffs have now hit Australia, guys. Look. Check it out.
Name one thing that's worse than running out of toilet paper when having a shit.
Oh my God.
Nah.
Okay, so apparently the tarantulas are now boycotting the toilet paper in Australia, guys. The Trump tariffs have hit 100% in full flow. Oh my God. We have some serious. Yep. You know what? I don't know what to tell you. It's going to get rough. This is concerning.
Name one thing that's worse than running.
No, honestly, though, we do have election news coming up right here. I had to, Steve, sorry. Australia's Prime Minister clinches second term. This is New York Times, keep in mind. Australia's Prime Minister clinches second term in remarkable comeback. Coming from the New York Times. Heading to the polls amid global uncertainty. Welcome back, Angie. Uncertainty rising from Trump administration, voters opted for the known quantity of the incumbent leader, Anthony Albanese. Steve, educate us. What does this mean? Prime Minister Anthony Albanese of Australia has won a second term, completing a stunning turnaround for his government center-left Labour Party. Let's fucking go. Center-left Labour Party. This is good, right? Steve, tell me this is good. That trailed in the polls for months as a festering cost of living crisis weighed on voters. I'm sure the tariffs aren't going to help anything with this, but I don't Steve, I'm moving to Australia, dude. Make room. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation, the country's public broadcaster, called the election from Albanese just an hour after the polls closed on Saturday. I guess that's today, tomorrow, because today's Saturday. Tomorrow. It was a resounding defeat of the conservative opposition led by Peter Dutton. Peter Dutton sounds like the fucking guy off of fucking Yellowstone who, like, hates everybody and just wants his land and my guns. He began the campaign writing dissatisfaction with status quo, but was hamstrung by a string of missteps and an association with some of President Trump's... Let's fucking go, dude. An association with some of President Trump's messaging and policies. Cheers, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Fucking let's go, guys. Hey, you know what? Trump was right. He would unite everybody like never before. Give him the fucking Peace Prize. Because the world hates him so much, they are finally uniting together. The new glorious decade and golden era has arrived thanks to Pope Trump. We are venturing into the realm of the golden age of Trump due to everybody hating him. This is a momentous occasion and should be recognized by the new caliphate. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Can we give him the Peace Prize posthumously? Hold on. Michael Clark, do you just want to come run my channel? Oh my fucking god. Whew. That was hot, boy. I'm burning up now. We gotta keep going. I'm dead. Whew. Shit. I love you guys. Whew. Thank you for helping me keep my sanity in these times.
Amendments agreed to. Is there anyone else to offer an amendment?
Chairman.
Senator Sanders.
I call up Sanders Amendment number 4. This amendment is simple and straightforward. It simply requires the Inspector General to issue a report within 6 months auditing DOGE employees and their role in the Department of Education's decision-making and layoffs. DOGE and Elon Musk have already laid off half of the Department of Education staff, which is jeopardizing the education funding, the civil rights, and the financial aid of students throughout the country. Congress and the public still do not have information on which staff were fired, what their responsibilities were, or the department's plan to ensure programs still function. We have a responsibility to receive this information. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on this amendment.
We're closely following what DOGE is doing. This markup is about protecting students on college campuses and has nothing to do with DOGE. The clerk shall call the roll. I shall be voting no.
Senator Paul.
Senator Paul is a no by proxy.
Senator Collins.
No by proxy.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Why is it that Bernie Sanders only comes to fruition and is relevant when the Republicans are in charge of everything? Why is his voice so relevant then? Why hasn't this guy already been our president? Why are all these legislations and bills passed when tyrannical agents are already in place? That is what, like, I am pissed off at myself. I'm mad at myself for my past judgment on that man. When he made 0 sense to me then, it makes all the sense to me now, and all I did was say he was a communist. It drives me nuts, and Oh, God, he is so relevant, guys. Can we get a Bernie Sanders with the charisma of AOC? No, the charisma of Tim Walz and the zeal of AOC in one person. Can we get that?
Senator Murkowski. Senator Mullen.
No by proxy.
Senator Marshall.
No by proxy.
Senator Scott.
No by proxy.
Senator Hawley. Senator Tuberville.
No by proxy.
Senator Banks.
No by proxy.
Senator Houston.
No by proxy.
Senator Moody.
No by proxy.
Senator Sanders.
Aye.
Senator Murray.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Baldwin.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Murphy. Senator Kane.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Hassan. Senator Hickenlooper.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Markey. Senator Kim. Senator Blunt Rochester. Senator Alsobrooks. Chairman.
Hold on. Before we finish, guys, I just saw a comment. This weed is so good. This weed is so good. Guys, let's all take a minute and reflect on the needs of our bodies, our minds, and our souls together as one community, and just appreciate the finer things we have in life that bring us comfort and sanity, especially in the forms of cannabis-infused gummies, flavoring the blackberry lemonade indica with rosin, solventless rosin, that are very fast-acting. Amen.
Chairman Cassidy.
No. No by proxy. No.
I have 12 ayes, 11 nays. The amendment's agreed to.
Amendment's agreed to. Is there anyone else to offer an amendment?
Chairman.
Senator.
It passed? Wait, what the fuck? Hold the fuck on. Am I confused, guys? Wait. What just happened? Bernie Sanders unveils legislation to audit Doge employees and their roles in Department of Ed layoffs.
Sanders.
I call up Sanders Amendment number 4. This amendment is simple and straightforward. It simply requires the Inspector General to issue a report within 6 months auditing Doge employees and their role in the Department of Education's decision-making and layoffs. Doge and Elon Musk have already laid off half of the Department of Education staff, which is jeopardizing the education funding, the civil rights, and the financial aid of students throughout the country. Congress and the public still do not have information on which staff were fired, what their responsibilities were, or the department's plan to ensure programs still function. We have a responsibility to receive this information. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on this amendment.
We're closely following what Doge is doing. This markup is about protecting students on college campuses and has nothing to do with Doge. The clerk shall call the roll. I shall be voting no.
Senator Paul.
Senator Paul is a no by proxy.
Senator Collins.
No by proxy.
Senator Murkowski. Senator Mullen.
No by proxy.
Senator Marshall.
No by proxy.
Senator Scott.
No by proxy.
Senator Hawley. Senator Tuberville.
No by proxy.
Senator Banks.
No by proxy.
Senator Houston.
No by proxy.
Senator Moody.
No by proxy.
Senator Sanders.
Aye.
Senator Murray.
All right, we're at 10 nays and 2 yays.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Baldwin.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Murphy. Senator Kane.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Hassan. Senator Hickenlooper.
Aye by proxy.
Senator Markey. Senator Kim. Senator Blunt Rochester. Senator Alsobrooks. Chairman Cassidy.
No. No by proxy. No.
I have 12 ayes, 11 nays. The amendment's agreed to.
Oh! What the fuck just happened? What just happened? Okay. So this is the Senate. That means it has to go to the House unless it already passed the House. No, it was introduced by the Senate. Fuck. Okay, it passed the Senate, but that means it has to go to the House and then to the president, who can just deny it. Right? He can just veto it. Right? Unless, hear me out, unless Trump is just done with Doge and Elon Musk. But still, the fact that it passed the Senate, that's a good sign. Yay. I see Michael Cleric there with a yay with question mark. Yay, it passed the House. Or it passed the Senate. Okay, fine. It goes to the House. It gets vetoed by the president, right? But still, oof. See, this is what I'm talking about, adding political pressure to our representatives. Like, they want their job. If we apply more political pressure that Trump can threaten them with, they're going to have to start slowly turning up the heat on him as well. Right? Am I wrong? So, okay, let's see what happens if it goes to the House. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Okay, I've got this saved. I have to follow up on this. It's still probably going to get shut down in the House, right? Because the House is full of a bunch of fucking little baby back bitches. Can you believe Doge has actually spent more money than saved? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, is this full Senate pass? Okay, just the committee. So that means it's gone through the committee. Now it goes to the Senate. Am I correct, Michael? Please let me know. We'll keep an eye on it anyways. But the fact that at least there's movement in the committee to push this to the Senate, I mean, it makes sense. Like, I know a lot of things make sense, don't happen. It could be all for show, right? Still, the fact... Okay, so hear me out, Skip Food. Still, the fact that it gets to him and he's seeing all of his constituents saying this is what they want. We know the guy's unstable, right? What if at the time Musk says something he doesn't like? He could just be like, you know what? Fuck that motherfucker. He could. Not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. Let's stay optimistic, guys. What we need to do is focus our inner fella and just, for a second, 30 seconds, just yep. We can do this, guys. This can happen.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
How'd that work out, folks? Latinos for Trump! Latinos for Pope Trump! Amen, folks. Amen. Yeah, we're probably not going to see anything out of Bernie. We're not. If we do, it's going to be in 2028, and he's the oldest running vice president in the history of man, and I will still vote for the motherfucker. I will still. We told you that we're using everyone, those sweet little lies. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember Skip Fu. I remember at the time there was polls going out to some of my younger Hispanic Latino employees, and they were like, "Bro, I just took a survey and it says I'm a little more Republican than I am Democrat." I'm like, "Oh yeah? You just wait." Guess who isn't a Republican? Sheesh.
How do you get so many liberal scumbags in one place all together? It's amazing.
We're actually fighting for saving democracy.
Back the fuck up away from me. Back the fuck up.
We're actually chill, man. We're here for just saving democracy.
How do you get so many liberal scumbags in one place all together? It's amazing.
We're actually fighting for saving democracy.
Back the fuck up away from me. Back the fuck up.
We're actually chill, man. We're here for just...
And with that, guys, let's end the stream. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you guys for gathering in such a place and sharing the turmoil and the pain in my heart and anguish that is such of the news in the United States of America and abroad. Until the next time, I leave you with the wonderful, wonderful outro that I have for you today. See you guys on the next one. Love you guys to death. One more thing. PayPal still posted in the chat. Help Dodger. Help Dodger win the war. Fund Dodger. Fight the Russian imperialism. Let's go, folks. Talk to you later.
Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama.
You called Green Moscow Marjorie. The nickname seems to have really taken off.
Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I put that on my party, I put that on my family. 14th District, Georgia Swamp, address me as your MTG. Yeah, you can kiss my ass, but you can never touch my town. I deport all the immigrants so they don't turn my babies brown. MAGA is my party, I'm like a horse head Barbie. Divorce one, he's not hung, but the gym guy is naughty. Hardy magic girl in the Senate, radical. See me at your college campus, baggy full of Adderalls. Call me if you need a lie, call me if you need no truth. See them other Republicans, they don't ever leave the booth. I'm a conspiracy loser, I got no solid takes, but Jewish space lasers be burning up your Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer, and we stunning like Google the Golden Gate Bridge. My IQ is less than your fridge and the freezer. Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Call myself a winner, and if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor, for Nafo, fella, drama. Them basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. I'm looking like Madonna, but I'm flossing like Ivana Trump. You know I keep that twerk in my trunk, got my hand on daddy trunk, so I can feel his lump. I'm yelling mugga, nasty, till my throat is raspy. Old, rich and trashy, I be where the cash be. You can't find that. Think you need a Google map? My Putin handler will poison all your kitty cats. Now Google that, dummies follow me on Twitter. I claim to read the Bible, but I be lying out my shitter. You're a lame ass sinner, I call myself a winner. And if I met Jesus, I would poison him at dinner. I'm the editor, director, plus I'm my own boss. Shitting on Ukraine with no shame, just to see the loss. Which means Natalie getting over me. Russian propaganda be pumping out my ovaries. And we starting like Mugga, Nafo, fella, drama. And basic bitches wear that shit, so I don't even bother. Looking like Madonna, but I'm flossing like Ivana Trump. You know I keep that twerk in my trunk, got my hand on daddy Trump, so I can feel his lump. Called to got you spitting on my bits. And April fellas always repping my bong hits. We wipe you out like toilet paper does the shits. Serve you up like cheesy eggs, bacon and some grits. We are in your walls and we better than your cause. My Shiba Inu hungry, gonna bite you with his jaws. Designer keyboard ready for a pause. We posting memes original with no flaws. We phone controls online for the cause. We never slow down, sleep or take a pause. We rolling deep in the
petty, that's our cause. We fundraising money, broke controls and breaking the laws. And we crazy smooth brain, don't ignite us. Bump until all my phalanges get rheumatoid arthritis. And that's why nobody ever wanna fight us. Need fulfillers never stop like a trainer virus. And we barking, biting, bonking, biting, wagging tails when we hit the night. Sparking, lighting, igniting like a bomb. No viewers though, naval fellas be better than all your bots know. And we got no leader, I am the boss. 10,000 deep when we creep, ain't no time to floss like an owl. We don't sleep, we about that box, telegram to the X, we about the cause. And our moves are so fluid like we made of water. Blowing warships up, you ran out of solder. You might think you're hot, but my game is harder. Take a chick to the tunnel like up to a Goddard. Till the end we will rep, that's all we gotta do. Tearing up the set with Nate on his crew. We bustin' rhymes in the beats like all the fellas do. Better check yourself before my doggies do. Got you spitting on my bits. The NAFO fellas always reppin' with bomb hits. We wipe you out like toilet paper does the shits. Serve you up like cheesy eggs, bacon and some grits. We are in your walls and we better than your cause. My sheep ID new hungry, gonna bite you with his jaws.